All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making the plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace up the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey and Owen's show. They've been trying to get me on this podcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to G.W.R. Gonzo'S Wrestling Room, Monday, July 8th, 2024. I'm Chris Gonzo'S, joined by Tony Gonzalez, Marcus Fine, and Alex Bolton. How's it going, guys?
How you doing? Doing good. All right.
I think we're going pretty well. I think everything's going good. Before we get started, I wanted to wish Marcus a early happy birthday. His birthday is tomorrow.
You tell
So,
me.
Happy birthday, Marcus.
Why does she do it?
Happy birthday, Marcus.
Happy
birthday, Marcus.
Thank you.
Marcus, you're going to be, what, 25?
If I'm 25, I need a refund on this body because it give out on me.
As the grandkids say, he's old.
I am old.
I know that feeling. Definitely happy birthday to Marcus. Me and Chris and Marcus didn't go to any shows this weekend, but our guy's with us today, Mr. Alex Bolton. He did. He was at WCW on Friday night. Can you tell us something about that, Alex?
It was a good show. As always, Joey and Jordan and doing a really good job with their stories, and obviously the talent at the Dub is next to none. Some of the best up and coming wrestlers in the state, as everybody knows. I do have the results that Marcus normally does. They started with Kenneth James versus Timmy Jackson. Kenneth James won by pinfall. They had a fatal four-way match, which was it was I was going to say match of the night, but there's a couple match of the night contenders. Like I said, it's a really solid show. Hidari versus Waterboy versus Jax versus Pogo. Pogo actually won that match after Hidari. Sorry, he pinned Hidari when Jax hit his finisher. So he kind of snuck in there and got that win. Jordan James defeated Cecil by pinfall. James Gang, of course, because they can't keep their nose out of anything, came out, beat down Cecil a little bit, and I know Marcus is going to be upset that he missed this. Austin James and Mike King came out to make the save.
You're right.
So I don't know where that's going, but they can't be called the James Gang if Austin James is is not with them, right? So it was interesting there. They had a mixed tag team match: Leela Feist and Elijah Eros versus Carter Kaufman and Brody Botkins. Carter Kaufman won by submission when she made Eli Eros tap out. So that was a good match. It had David Light versus IK3 for the Gunslinger title. David Light retained. We had Noble. What is it? Noble. Why can't I think of his name? Blaze.
Johnny Blaze.
Yeah. Yeah, those two have been tag teaming recently. It's a really good tag team. Got good team there. They faced Ruthless Domination. Ruthless Domination retained their tag team titles.
I thought they'd take the belts.
I did too. I was kind of upset. Even Noble might be a young guy, but I thought that for sure they were going to take the belts off of Ruthless. We had a really interesting main event. Cameron Saturn, the Outlaws champion, was the special guest referee for Malenko and Zay. And Zay actually defeated Malenko by pinfall, which, those three have been going back and forth. I'm not going to say that it was ref down the middle. Not going to say it was, but it was definitely I don't think Cameron really liked hitting that 3 for Zay. So,
was that a title match?
It was not.
Okay.
Sounds like an interesting show.
Yeah, it was a great show all the way around. Everybody really took it to the next level like they always do. Besides Noble, we don't like Noble anymore.
No, I can see that.
Chris probably does.
Before we
Chris likes everybody.
Before we get started on some of the wrestling recaps, like Raw and some of that stuff, I know you got a big show coming up this weekend.
Yep.
Want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yep, we got our it's the third annual Bike Fest. It's our second time there at the Greenfield Hancock County Fairgrounds, not the Greenfield Fairgrounds, Hancock County Fairgrounds. That is going to be starting at 4:00. We don't have a schedule quite yet for the wrestling, but we're going to have loads of people coming in. There's going to be matches that you don't want to miss. Obviously, we have NWA superstar Eric Smalls, who's been pretty featured on NWA Power. He's going to be facing Shadowcat, F.E.W's first ever micro match. Obviously, we have our IK3 versus Cameron Saturn, which is going to be obviously a showstopper.
Mm-hmm.
So the show's free. You can't beat it. Don't miss out. We're roughly expecting between 15 and 2,500 people. So come out, be loud, and who knows? I might give away some free merch or something. Who knows?
Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. We will be there, so we're definitely looking forward to it. Okay, we'll touch on that some more here a little bit later. Let's plug that again. I'm going to start off with Monday Night Raw. I'm going to go over just some things that I thought was interesting or I liked and go through the shows. The show opened with the Wyatt Six stalking Chad Gable. I thought that was a pretty interesting way to start. I liked it. And then later on in the show, had another segment of Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas having an interview session. And I thought that was very good. I think they're doing very good with that so far. I think they're moving slow. I think that's the right way to go. So I'm liking that. Several great segments with Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio and all of Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Damian Priest definitely seemed like there was something going on there. And I think that's going to be interesting as we go on. Also had a really strong match between Sheamus and Dragunov and Drew McIntyre. Drew won the match and qualified for the Money in the Bank match, which happened this past weekend on Saturday, and we'll go into that here a little bit later. The next show I wanted to go over real quick is NWA Power. I thought it was. I really liked the show. I'm gonna go to Marcus first. Marcus, what do you think of the show? What was your highlight? What did you like? And if anything you didn't like.
I thought the one was the loser was supposed to get racked in the nuts, right? Isn't that what the Family Jewel match was about?
That's what they said. And
I thought it was humorous how Eric Smalls was still not tall enough to reach whatever was in that bag. And even tried to get on Murdoch's shoulders, and which helped set up the main event issue. But the match was solid. I think Eric isn't used to doing full-fledged wrestling because he seemed like he's getting blown up some, but he held his own. And, of course, he lost. But he almost won. I really thought he had it. And if he'd been a little taller, he probably could have. So, and the Lattimore Zion match was just a match to me. That was nothing spectacular there. But what's it going to be? The Southern Six versus Knox and Murdoch for the Crockett Cup?
Well, the Southern Six beat Murdoch and Knox.
Okay, so is the Southern Six blunt force trauma, or do they have to? Do they have one match left?
Yeah, they've got one match left.
Okay.
So right now, Southern Six won that match against Murdoch and Knox. They moved to the finals of the Crockett Cup. Murdoch and Knox was the winners of the Crockett Cup last year, so they're out. And so I think it's going to be interesting. Another interesting note: Eric Smalls was supposed to wrestle Rolando, did not. He wrestled Slade. Slade, who just also been signed, also to a multi-year contract exclusively with NWA. They've been doing quite a bit of that lately, getting people signed exclusively to the NWA. So I think things are going pretty well for the NWA right now. I think they was going well at one time, and then when the health crisis hit and stuff, it hurt them a lot. So I think they're back on track. I think the CW thing's working pretty well for them. I thought it was a pretty good show. Also, Eric Smalls was on the show, which again is going to be in Greenfield this Saturday at the show that Alex was talking about. So definitely, and I've seen Eric a few times. He's a great wrestler, and I think we'll put on a great show. What did you think of the show, Alex?
I liked it. I watched it today, actually. I will say that I'm new to the new NWA. And one thing, I know I do it too, but I don't do commentary over my show. I kind of feel like Billy kind of ruined a couple things just by his commentary. Like he said some things a little too soon. I love Billy. I think that he's doing great things, but I think he said a couple things a little bit too quick. But other than that, I mean, the NWA is. I mean, they're killing it. I mean, their talent is getting out there, and they're still hitting the indies like AEW stars. I mean, I'm kind of upset that the NWA Women's Champion Kylie whatever was not on the show, but she I'm sure she'll be on future episodes. So
yeah, I think maybe next week. Or this week, actually, I think.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
I say it every week, guys. Watch the NWA. They're only like 50 minute episodes. Yeah. And when you watch it, don't expect that you're watching WWE. It's not the WWE. It's not AEW. Give it a fair chance. It's very old school. It reminds me a lot of the old territory stuff. They're getting better. They're getting better wrestlers in there. They're trying to get younger. Plus, they got some names you're going to see that have been around before too. I think they deserve a chance. I think they're doing a really good job.
Yes, they do.
Next up, NXT from this past Tuesday. Marcus, this may be a match that you might want to look up on YouTube or maybe on Peacock. The show opened on NXT Tuesday night. Jada Parker taking on Michin. She beat Michin in one hell of a street fight. These two ladies beat the crap out of each other. And I know you like street fights and those kind of matches, so you might search that out because it was really good. Also had a very interesting contract signing on NXT also for the heavyweight championship, featuring the main event that happened this past Sunday. It was between Trick Williams, Ethan Page, Sean Spears, and Javon Evans. It was a really good segment. I thought they did a really good job. I think Javon Evans and Trick are attracting younger viewers for NXT, so I think they're definitely a positive. NXT was a good show this week. Moving on to AEW Dynamite, Bryan Danielson beat Pac to make it to the finals of the Owen Hart Cup, which will be this Wednesday night. Don't know. Not going to give away because I didn't watch the show on Saturday. Who won that match on Saturday to also make the finals for Wednesday, because there was a match set up there. But it was a really strong match. A solid segment with babyface Britt Baker and heel Mercedes Renee, which finally they got her where she needs to be. She's definitely a heel, and I think that's going to end up being a pretty good program for AEW. Thought it was a pretty good show. I liked it. The main event was Will Ospreay and Daniel Garcia with MJF in Daniel Garcia's corner. Daniel Garcia lost, and MJF turned heel again. Turned on Garcia, beat the crap
Thank
out of him. I think they've got. I think they just need him as a heel. So I think that was a good move. Hopefully they keep him as a heel. They don't want to keep flip flopping. That killed guys like Big Show and some other guys. They flip flopped him too much. So hopefully they don't do that with him. But I thought it was a pretty good show. Stuff here. I'll get the page turned.
Justin Danger said Ethan Page is a great choice as champion.
We'll get there.
Don't jump ahead of stuff, man.
We'll get there, Justin.
Okay. Next up, SmackDown from Friday night. Thought it was a solid show. Thought it was a little bit safe, but again, it was the night before the pay-per-view, so you got to be careful with your talent. But I thought it was a pretty good show. I thought it was a fun show. Had a fantastic, just a fantastic tag team title match with DIY beating the champions and becoming the new champions. They beat Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. One of the best TV tag team matches I've seen in a long time. It was really good. Really enjoyed it. A great closing promo. You guys might check this out on YouTube. It was Solo in a room, and the guys behind him. It just was a great promo. Saying he's coming for Cody Rhodes, and basically saying Roman Reigns is out and he's taking over. And if Roman don't like it, he can come and do something about it. So I thought it was a pretty good promo. I really enjoyed that. Next, we're going to hit a couple of topics. The WrestleMania documentary on YouTube. What'd you guys think? Marcus, what did you think of that documentary? You did not see it. Okay.
I hadn't seen it yet.
Okay. I know you said you watched it twice. So
Yeah, he watched it once for me. So
okay, he watched it for Marcus. Okay.
It's a really good documentary. Obviously, WWE has been doing a really good job with this kind of thing. That's probably the reason why it took so long for it to come out. I will say that I feel like The Rock took a lot more credit than he deserves in there. Obviously, I'm not there. I don't know. But there's a lot of I said, I suggested. There was a lot of that kind of stuff. And then when you heard, Triple H is we. Yeah. I mean, that shows Triple H's professionalism as well, and shows that, The Rock's not really in there. He's not in the know. It's not always about I think that overall it was very well done. I think they probably should have. I know that obviously the big story was Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and The Rock and all that. I know that was a big story, but I think that if they would have added 45 minutes to it, it wouldn't have hurt it, and just hit a couple other stories. Stretch a little bit of the stories. The Seth Rollins injury, they gave him, I think, like 3 or 4 minutes. So I mean, just give more time to the other WrestleMania matches. You don't just focus on the one. If they're going to call it WrestleMania, they need to be about that. If they would have been like, hey, the main event of WrestleMania documentary, then it's different.
Yeah, because I mean, I agree with that, because Roman was kind of in the background too. I mean, he was in the main event against Cody. He wrestled both nights main event, and he was definitely in the background of that of that show. I thought it was a good show. I enjoyed it. Nothing outlandish came out or anything. I think things went pretty well. What we kind of thought. I agree with you. I think The Rock was trying to make himself look good. I think maybe that's why it took so long to get this put together, because that was supposed to be out a week or two after WrestleMania, and it took 3 months to get it out. So I don't know what that was all about, but it was a pretty good show. I would recommend people watching. It's pretty interesting.
In years past, didn't they release those just a few days after WrestleMania usually?
Yeah.
Say I remember watching them just a couple days later. It seemed like.
Normally, yes. Another thing to note that some people may not be aware of. There's a wrestler that got signed about a year ago. Actually, she signed in December of 2023 She's Olympic champion. Her name is Tamara Menzai Stock. She signed with WWE. She had her debut match Friday night on NXT Level Up. She took on Ren Sinclair, who used to wrestle in NWA. I thought she looked very good. I think she's going to be a star. I think both of them will be stars. I think Ren's going to do well too. They did change her name, which a lot of people are complaining about. She's not going to be Tamara Menzai Stock. She's going to be Tyra May Steele. But I think she's going to be really good. Again, she lost her first match, was not unusual. But she's only been training for maybe roughly a year, maybe a little less. I think she's got that it factor. I think she's got that personality, and I think she's going to be good in the ring. So that's somebody to keep an eye out. She'll wrestle for a while just on Level Up first before she gets to regular NXT. Them usually air on Friday night. So you might check that out. Usually air Friday night on the network after SmackDown, those matches. See a lot of young people on that, so it's pretty interesting. Next up, Money in the Bank. We'll see what people thought of Money in the Bank. We'll go match by match. The men's Money in the Bank match featuring LA Knight, Andrade, Drew McIntyre, Chad Gable, and Carmelo Hayes. What you got? What you guys think? Who wants to go first?
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Okay.
Hey,
Marcus, what do you think of the match?
That's pretty accurate. It was far from match of the night, but it held its own. I mean, the whole pay-per-view was good.
Yeah,
But
I thought so too.
It was.
I think they one thing.
I think they wasted the opportunity. The Drew McIntyre thing. I mean, come on now.
It didn't need it.
No, they didn't, and so at least we don't have to see him carrying a briefcase around all year long because that's already done with too. But I think they screwed up on that. So
a lot of people feel that way. I don't, because we just had a long briefcase carry that lasted to WrestleMania 8 or 9 months. So I think the women one this time will be the one that's held out, and I think that just furthers the story with Punk. And some people said you didn't need it because it was already hot, and that could be true. Maybe they didn't need to pour more gasoline on the thing, but I'll be honest with you. I'd like him to keep screwing McIntyre, so it didn't bother me.
He didn't need the briefcase to do that.
The only thing about true, he could have came in and just stopped him from getting the briefcase, but him actually getting the briefcase, and thinking he's going to get that belt is a little bit step up. But I see what you're saying. They could have done it the other way too. I don't disagree. But one criticism I got about the match is I think it should have been longer. Because I thought all their spots worked. I thought everything worked that they was doing. They could have took 5 minutes off the main event and added it to.
That's fair.
To that, and I think it would have been a stronger match. That's just my opinion. I know
that's
Austin
fair.
talked about that.
That's fair.
I did like the spots. Gable doing that lock on McIntyre, and then Andrade jumping off the rope and crashing down through him while he's still hanging upside down.
Glenn said, let's talk about the people who lost their minds about thinking Drew's cash in was a waste. There was a lot of people.
There's a lot of people that feel that. See, I don't, but I can. I'm not gonna. I don't have a big problem.
Opportunity. I think it's a wasted opportunity.
There's a lot of people feel that way. See, I don't, but I don't have a problem. I see where you're coming from, so I don't have a problem with that. There were some other criticisms, and I'll get into that later, that I have a problem with.
Oh, yeah.
That one I don't. I mean, I can see that. I'm not thinking that way, but I understand that way of thinking.
Justin Danger said you have to keep putting Punk on for ratings till SummerSlam.
Yes, the moonsault. What about Gable's face plant? I don't remember what happened, but he crashed into that mat.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bust his nose and everything else.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good match.
Andrade didn't really do that much. Carmelo Hayes, I feel like he could have done a couple more spots. I think they were saving a lot of the stuff for the women's match.
Yeah, you could be right.
Austin said he gave Money in the Bank overall a B.
I agree with that grade.
And he said he wished the men's match would have been a little longer.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, who the hell are you talking to? But I said that.
Next match, Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. I'll let you go first, Alex. See what you thought of that match.
I feel like it was a waste. Breaker has been like one of the hottest. Like I was there live when Raw was here, and
Yeah, that's true.
he's getting babyface reactions, like organic babyface reactions. I feel like they're going the wrong way with him, and I get it. He wants to be a heel. Everybody wants to be the bad guy. It was definitely a waste of time. I think Sami Zayn didn't need the win. I mean, if they would have put the title on Braun, that's different. But I think it was a total waste.
Okay. Real quick, Jeremy Perry says he thought that Jey Uso should have won. I wouldn't have had a problem with Uso winning. The only thing is, I think he's going to be involved in that bloodline story. I think they got plans for him. So I don't think that. I think that's why he didn't win that match.
That's fair. For the bloodline stuff.
Yeah, that's what I think on that. Yeah, I wouldn't have had a problem if Braun won, but I've seen some people that have come out and say that they think Braun should have crushed him, and they should give Braun the Goldberg treatment. That's the last thing they want to give Braun.
You don't want to do that.
No, please, no.
But first of all, he didn't get that treatment in NXT. He won the belt. He had the belt a couple times in NXT. He lost matches in NXT. They're going to bring him up. And I don't think that it's decided for sure if he's a heel or a face. I think he's in the middle right now, and I think we're going to see where he goes. I'm not sure.
He should go face side. Based on the reactions that was here live, I don't know how good it transferred to the TV, but it was loud pops. Every single time he did something, it didn't matter what was going on. If he did something, it was a pop.
Yeah. Oh, it was, and the crowd loves him. He's an outstanding wrestler. He's going to be a huge star. I just don't think they're going to rush it. I think he's going to get the belt. I do think he's going to get the Intercontinental Champion. I think he will beat Sammy. I still think some people think I'm crazy. I think Sammy's going to be involved in that bloodline story.
He should be.
So in some ways, if not full force, I think he will be. So, but I think he will get that title, and I think Braun's going to get that big push. So I didn't have a problem. So real quick, what's on my mind? Some of the criticisms that I heard and I had a problem with was okay.
All right, I think we're back.
Okay. Some of the criticisms were like this. Well, I heard online that CM Punk's wife was going to be there. I thought maybe Ricochet was going to show up and attack Braun Breaker. WWE didn't tease any of that stuff. So why in the hell are you getting upset and saying that the show's not good because that stuff didn't happen when they never? If they tease something and didn't happen, okay, that's one thing. Just because you're reading stuff online and you want to criticize, I don't understand that. And
internet marks.
And it's okay not to. It's okay not to like everything they book. I understand that. I don't have a problem with that because everybody's got opinions. Everybody's different. But I think Triple H has done a really good job. I do think that this pay-per-view wasn't as good as the last pay-per-view.
I agree.
And a big criticism I have of this pay-per-view, they always have a lot of time. But I'll see what you guys think about this. They always have a lot of time in between matches. I thought it was even more time between matches this time. And I thought it made the pay-per-view drag. At least it did for me. Yeah. I thought it was too much time. And they always do a lot of time, but I thought this was more for some reason.
Well, I thought it was funny because
you guys get that feeling.
It was over by 10:30. I thought the pay-per-view was one of the shorter ones they had. But
remember, it started at 7.
There's too much crap going on in the middle.
It started at 7, and if you watched on Peacock, it literally said it was going to go from 7 to 9:30, and I'm like, oh, a 2.5 hour pay-per-view? Because I mean that's reasonable, you know.
Yeah.
You 3 hour pay-per-view, and I'm like, oh, cool. And then it goes, 3.5 hours, so the whole hour longer than I thought.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I think the pacing of the show was off. Yeah. They usually do a real good job with the pacing, even with the long breaks in between matches. But to me, I thought the pacing wasn't as good as it had been in the past. That's just my opinion. Austin felt the same way too.
Yeah, that comment that Austin just put on there, I 100% agree with.
Marcus, what did you think about that match? Did you think the right person won, or did you have a problem with Sammy winning? Or
Braun Breaker definitely had the control of that match 90% of it.
yes, he
It
did.
really looked like he was going to get it. I do have a few comments. The Frankensteiner was like very impressive.
Yes,
Scott Steiner did Frankensteiners, but that Frankensteiner on Saturday was outstanding. Because I mean, that's all I could say. And then that elbow from the ring apron out to the announcer's table, that was pretty good.
yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I think it should have been in a DQ. I don't think Sammy should have pinned him because Sammy never really had the upper hand the entire show, the entire match.
That's
But
true.
if Braun got out of
I
control
can
or
see
hit
that.
the referee or something, then give the win to Sammy that way, I would have been more happy with it.
Yeah, I would have too. I don't disagree with that, but the fans would have shit on it probably more if they did DQ because
Well, they're going to shit on it anyway. It don't matter what you do.
they hate
They'll
DQs.
piss off somebody.
The wrestling community hates DQs now. Back in, of course, Marcus, you know, back in the 70s and 80s and stuff, you had DQs all the time. That's how they kept people strong.
That's how Ric Flair became champion for so long.
Yep, definitely. Next matchup. This has been the real controversial match. Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. One thing I noticed, and they mentioned it, was Seth Rollins did use some different offense than he normally uses. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but he pulled out some different things than he normally does. I like that. I like the fact that both guys showed that they were worried about Drew coming out because they kept looking towards the rampway. I like that part of the match. I love the counters. There was a lot of counters. I really liked the match. And honestly, I didn't notice the botch until everybody started talking about it. And then, of course, I noticed it, of course. But it was definitely a botch. I did a little research today. They're saying that it wasn't a music thing because people want to say a music was supposed to hit. They're saying that Damien for whatever reason, Damien did not kick out. Some people think his bell was rung.
Yeah.
Some people think what I think happened. I think he missed the first count. I don't think for whatever reason he didn't hear the first count. He still thought they were on the second count, and he was waiting for that second count to come down. I think he missed a count for whatever reason. I don't know. It was definitely a mistake. Triple H talked about in the press conference. There was a mistake. He wasn't for sure what happened. He was going to go back, talk to the referee, talk to everybody, and find out. They're not blaming the referee. They don't feel like the referee was put in a tough position. Normally, Vince would have said, "You count three no matter what. If he don't kick out, that's on him." That would have changed the whole pay-per-view if he goes ahead and comes down because of all the plans that they had for that, you know, with Punk and everything. So it was a difficult situation. Mistakes happen. A lot of people were really going nuts about it. I mean, it was definitely a mistake. But
I think they turn it around and make it where Finn Balor uses that to take lead of the Judgment Day, since he was technically, if he got pinned, and they can use the film, even though it's a botch, they can turn that and make the Judgment Day storyline a little bit Bullet Club-ish, if you would.
One thing I did like too, I love the fact that after the match, and I think it was planned, of course, was the way that Seth was wanting to go after CM Punk. They're keeping that alive. I like that.
Yep.
I thought that was a good twist. I'm wondering, do you guys think maybe that does Seth have an argument that this wasn't a three-way match that he signed up for? It was them two, and with the stipulation if he lost. Do you think that maybe he gets thrown into a three-way match at SummerSlam with Gunther and Priest? Do you think that would work? Do you think that happens?
No, I think they do at SummerSlam. They do CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, and if obviously with the stipulation of number one contendership, even because of the botch. And I think Drew comes out, costs CM Punk the match because they're not going to do CM Punk versus Drew at SummerSlam. I think they're going to save it for Survivor Series.
Well, don't forget they added Bad Blood too.
It could be Bad Blood, but I think that's going to be where Roman comes back.
Okay.
I think well, he might come back sooner, but you know what I mean. That's going to set up for that storyline there.
Marcus, what did you think of that match?
Well, again, the Priest not kicking out, moving, or anything. I mean, that just confused the hell out of me because I looked at Kelly and I says, "Did we get a new champion?" Because the referee then all of a sudden hit 3, but put up 2.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now we'll go to what you said about Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins didn't get pinned, so he per se did not lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering. That's why I'm wondering where they're going there.
So he can use that stipulation. I did not get pinned. I did not lose. So the match was okay. I didn't like the fact that they cash in a Money in the Bank to do a 3-way. That makes no sense. Cash in the Money in the Bank when you want to take on a guy that's been beat to hell and then pin him.
Well, they've done that before. They did it with Seth and Roman and Brock. That was at WrestleMania, and he cashed in during the match. It don't happen a lot, but they have done it before.
So I think the whole Money in the Bank on the men's side was just a waste of time.
A lot of people feel that way.
We're done with it now.
Yep.
It was in an hour window.
Yeah.
We had men's, Sammy, and an hour later it's cashed in, and now we're done with the men's, which is good because I could see the women's Money in the Bank winner playing that to the hilt. I could see that, and that fits her character. But
Well, see, normally the women's cash in pretty quick, so they're kind of doing an opposite this time.
Now we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Yeah.
Like next up was a women's Money in the Bank match.
Let's work to it.
Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, Naomi, Zoe Stark, Io Sky, and Lyra Valkyrie. First of all, I love the match. At times it was a little sloppy, but I don't care. It was a freaking car crash. It was a train wreck, and them women beat the holy crap out of each other and took some crazy chances.
I mean, never seen before.
Yes. I know everybody's talking about Chelsea and the table spot. That was crazy, but that damn move that with Zoe Stark and Io Sky doing that off the ladder, off the top of the ladder onto that ladder was nuts. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed. I thought that was match of the night.
Yep.
And I'm not usually a spot junkie, but you get that with money with the Money in the Bank. So I thought it was match of the night. I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this: I think that Tiffany Stratton's going to be the first woman to fail to cash in.
Really?
Because it's 100% win rate, and they were pushing that down our throats all night. That the women have been 100% every single time, and I think she's going to be the first one to fail. I don't know why. I just have a feeling.
You might be right. I think she's going to. I think she's going to cash in on Nia Jax. I think Nia Jax is going to get the belt, and I think eventually she's going. Because they got a relationship together now, and I think eventually she's going to turn on her and cash in on her.
Okay.
And Tiffany's another one that's I don't know if they're going to be able to keep her heel because the fans love her so much.
Yeah, she's great.
But I really enjoyed that match. You guys got any other thoughts on the match?
Well, I think Tiffany's got enough arrogance about her. She can hold that Money in the Bank briefcase forever.
Yes.
And it fits her persona. So, and then women, I mean, I'm telling you, they put those men to shame. Some of that shit they were doing with those ladders on those ropes and bouncing. And I like the fact that, what was it, Chelsea? Was she the one who was afraid of heights? I like how they played that into it.
Yep.
I don't think Naomi should have been in it. You had all these new ladies, and then you had the vet. I didn't care for Naomi being in it. I liked all the others. I liked the look of that Lyra Valkyra.
Yeah.
Myra back
I
area.
really like her look. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
she's solid.
Yeah, she's really good.
But yeah,
I
don't have nothing to complain.
I understand what you're saying about Naomi, but maybe they put her in there as the anchor because she's got so much experience in
Well,
the ladder
and
matches.
I was wondering that they needed her to guide the
Yes.
routine.
Yeah, because some of them have never been three or four of them have never been in a ladder match. So I think maybe she was that anchor because she's been in 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So I think that's why she was there. That's my opinion.
And that's probably what it was. They needed somebody to control the match who had been through it before. So, but yeah, some of that shit was just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
that's just crazy.
Next up, we had the main event, 6-man tag: Owens, Cody, and Orton against the Bloodline. What do you guys think of this match?
Unimpressed. I don't think it really did too much to further the storyline, and it made Tama Tango made him look stupid. He punched Kevin Owens in the butt, and then he punched his own brother or cousin in the freaking head, trying to low blow Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
It just made. I mean, I know he's probably the outcast of the new bloodline, and he has the least amount of experience out of them. So, I mean, I knew there was going to be some issues with that, but I hope he figures that out. I mean, I didn't like it. I think, I do think that what they're doing, they're building it to where it's the Survivor Series Bloodline versus Bloodline, and I honestly think that here soon we're going to get Randy Orton turning on Cody Rhodes, and that's going to set up for probably the Royal Rumble.
Could be. Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I thought the match was pretty good.
Okay.
Me and Austin talked about this. I thought it was in the wrong spot. I didn't feel like it should have been the main event.
It should not have been the main event. I agree.
I think Damian Priest and Seth Rollins should have been the main event. I think if you flip them 2 matches, I think it helps that show tremendously. Especially if you take out the mistake. If that mistake don't happen and that's the main event, I think that show goes from a B for me to maybe a B plus or A. I think if you just shift those 2 matches, and I also think I thought it was 5 minutes too long. I didn't think it needed to be that long. That's just my opinion.
And if they ended the pay-per-view with CM Punk standing there staring down Seth Rollins and all that, that would have been perfect.
Yep.
To end the pay-per-view.
I agree.
You got a point there, yes.
And Solo, I think it was good for Solo to pin Cody. That's what they're going for SummerSlam, it looks like, to help build the stories. I like that. I just thought it was in the wrong place. I know why they made it the main event, because they want the Bloodline to be the biggest story. But for me personally, I thought it was in the wrong spot.
Yep.
And I don't know, Marcus, you haven't seen Jacob Fatu. What do you think of him?
Well, I thought they were all. Which one was he? All those guys. Is that the new one?
Yep.
Oh, I thought he was very, very aggressive.
Yes.
I think he needs to slow down a little bit because, you're right, he's a little sloppy because he's moving too quick. But
and he's toned down some. He's an animal, Marcus.
I think they're going for more like an Umaga type.
I was gonna say that's who he reminds me of when even before he got to WWE. When I saw him, that's who he reminded me a lot of, was Umaga.
Yeah. Again, I thought the show was a B. I enjoyed the show. Again, I'm not a booker, so I don't try to book the stuff. I think they got the best booker they can have right now. Myself, the best out there that's in the industry right now with Triple H. And he says right now, WrestleMania, they're already booking for WrestleMania. I mean, of course, that's what, 8 months away, 7 months away, whatever it is. They're already booking. They're probably already 40 or 50% booked for that, as long as you don't get injuries or stuff. So, I mean, they know where they're going. So, I think just let it play out and see what happens.
They froze up again.
yeah, I think they froze up.
Yeah, it was acting good, and all of a sudden,
Oh, there we go. You're back. I think.
All right.
Yep. See if we can get Marcus back.
Am I not on there?
Yeah, there he
I
is.
say I see Marcus fine.
Okay. Can you hear me,
Okay.
Cody?
The next thing I was going, yeah, I
Well,
can hear
I
you.
make a statement
Can you
first?
hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if you guys know this. Justin Danger will know this because Justin Danger's been in the ring with him. The referee for the main event is homegrown Indiana.
Yep.
That's Jason Ayers, who's a pro wrestling EWF,
Okay.
BMFX, CWF. There isn't a WCWO. There isn't a promotion that man did not referee in and cut his teeth in refereeing in Indiana to main event, to be the main event referee for that. And Justin Danger has had matches where he's been his referee at EWF because I remember him. So it
Really?
was a good shout out to Jason Harding's what he went by here.
Okay. I
So-
did not know that.
And he's the guy that I rode to Columbus with in the back seat when they picked me up at the interstate. I rode down to Columbus, and Jason Ayers and me talked in the back seat the whole way there and the whole way back. So it was good to see him in the main event. So
That's great. Okay, next up was NXT Heatwave. Marcus, I know you did not watch this.
Show of the
But
week.
you might want to think about going back
I
and
will
watch.
say that the promos they were cutting during the pay-per-view, the Money in the Bank, I almost did watch it, and then I kind of forgot it was on.
It was there was not a bad match on the show. It, to me, was an A pay-per-view. It was perfectly timed, 2.5 hours maybe. It was fantastic. I'll go through it quick, and I know you watched it, Alex. North American Championship, it opened with Oba Femi against Wesley. Wesley was North American champion for a long time, never lost that belt. He was still the champion and had to give it up to have back surgery. And I'll tell you what, it was the perfect little guy against the big guy.
It's
it was
Oba's
out.
best match.
Yes, it was Oba's best match. I really enjoy it. It probably went around 20 minutes. Oba got, if you notice, Oba did get a little gas towards the end. He was getting gas, but again, this guy's only been wrestling 2.5 years at the most, if that long. He's like 24, 25 years old. I can't wait for another couple years to see an Oba Femi against a Gunther or against Braun Breaker or some of these other guys. He is just
Ilya
massive.
Dragunov. Ilya Dragunov, and that would be perfection.
And I told, and also it'll go about the guy in the main event too, Javon Evans. But watching Wes Lee, people wonder why they got rid of Ricochet or let Ricochet go. They've got guys like Wes Lee and Javon Evans. That's why they didn't pay him maybe the money that AEW is probably going to pay him, and they let him go. So, and don't get me wrong, I'm not putting down Ricochet. I wish he'd have stayed with WWE, but I think he's going to make big money and do well. So I don't feel sorry for him.
I don't think Ricochet's done with WWE. I think Ricochet's coming back. I think he's taking a little bit of a sabbatical. I think he will be back in WWE.
Okay. Well, you might be right. We'll see. But yeah, I thought that was a really good match. Really enjoyed it. Next up, this match has become a little controversial online. If you see some of the stuff, NXT Women's North American Championship, Kalana Jordan against Sauruka. I love this match. It was two athletes going at it, doing all kinds of athletic moves. If I have any criticism, and both these ladies have less than 2 years experience, so people got to remember that. I mean, Sal's got maybe 3, but she also spent 9 months injured during that 3 years, a little bit less than 3 years. I think they got to get a little more physical with their strikes. That would be my only criticism. But the spots, they did spots in that match I've never seen before. She did the
reversals.
There was one somersault clothesline. I had never seen that before. I just thought the match was fantastic, but I did get to see our old friend Meltzer talk about it also with his sidekick, and they was hammering on the match, that it wasn't a wrestling match and stuff like that. But the interesting thing about that is also today, Ricochet came out and said that match right there is a callback to a match that I had with Will Ospreay in Japan in 2016. They used a lot of the moves that we used in that match. And there's also a match that Meltzer give 5.5 or 6 stars to, but he didn't like this match. And I thought the women did a fantastic job. It was different. I've never seen women do that kind of match, and maybe it's happened. I'm not going to sit there and say it's never happened before because I don't know. Maybe it's happened in Japan or somewhere. I've never seen it. I thought it was outstanding.
I think it was a match of the weekend. And there's some good matches, some great matches, but that was definitely match of the weekend. I think Kalani Jordan. I've always shit on her. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that she was overrated when she, won the or when she was going through the NXT contract thing. I didn't really care for her. She made me a believer. I absolutely love her. I think she's going to be she's going to have a great future in the WWE for sure.
Yeah, and so is Saruka.
I've always loved her. Kalani Jordan just made me a believer. That's for sure.
See, just like you said, that was probably match of the weekend for you. It wasn't for me, but me and Austin talked about this last night. All these 5 matches on here, if somebody told me that one of those matches was their favorite match, I wouldn't be able to argue with them. Yeah, because they were all different matches and they were all very good. So for different reasons, I could see that being their match of the night because they were all that good. I really enjoyed it. Maybe I've got 2 matches that were kind of my favorite match of the night, and this was one of them, the NXT World Tag Team Championship. I thought it was fantastic. Nathan Frazier and Axiom against Chase U, Andre Chase, and Duke Hudson. I think one reason why I thought it was so good, I didn't think it was going to be that good, and it just kept getting better and better and better. I absolutely love that match.
The storytelling in that match was that. If you like storytelling, that's the match to watch for the weekend.
And also a lot of speed and high flying too.
Well, yeah, Nathan Frazier is ridiculous.
Yeah. And he was trained by Seth Rollins. He's from England, but he came over to Iowa to train with Seth Rollins. Next match, Lola Vice against Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. I like this match a lot. I think Lola's going to be special. I think the right person won the match. Roxanne's only 22 years old. Her future, I think she's going to be a megastar.
Mm-hmm.
I still worry a little bit about her size because she's not real big. But so far, every match she has, no matter with the size person she's wrestled, she's been able to pull it off. So I've got high hopes for her. But I thought it was a very good match.
Yes, I agree.
And then we go to the NXT Men's Championship main event with Trick Williams, Javon Evans, Ethan Page, all ego Ethan Page, and Sean Spears. And in that match, we got a new NXT champion, all Ethan Page. He, in a very interesting ending to that match, he kind of fell onto Javon Evans and got the pin. So it was very interesting match. I thought it was great. Javon Evans did a move where he jumped over the corner of the ring and did a clothesline. It was on Trick, if I remember correctly. I believe
Trick
it was
and Sean
Trick.
Spears both were right there, I think.
Yeah, and
there's 2 of them
clotheslined him through the barrier.
Yeah.
Javon Evans is 20 years old. He started wrestling when he was 18. He signed with WWE after 3 months of wrestling for another company. His thing is, I'm bouncy. And man, is he bouncy. I've never seen anybody like Javon. He's got to get a little bigger, put on some weight. But just outstanding. The match was outstanding. That was my other match between that and the tag team was my 2 favorites of the night.
I think it had the best ending of the weekend. You make, even though Trick Williams lost his title, you make him look strong because he hit his finish on both guys. And that's how Ethan Page fell on him. So Trick Williams hit his finisher on both guys. So you make Trick Williams look super strong. I don't know if that's going to set up for a call-up for him or what. I mean, he's ready for it, but I just don't know where he would fit in on the main roster.
Yeah, I don't think he – I think he still needs a little more time on the main roster. I think he gets that belt back at some point. I think Page is an outstanding heel. I think he'll get some time to prove that. He never got that time in AEW. for whatever reasons. I'm not putting down AEW, whatever, it didn't work out. But he was a good heel in TNA when he was tag team champions without Josh Alexander. So I think it's going to be NXT's got some big things coming, man. They're getting ready to go to the CW in October, so I think it's going to be pretty interesting.
Justin Danger said he wrestled Ethan Page about 10 years ago
Really?
for War Wrestling.
Did not know that. Ethan Page is outstanding.
Says Page is so good in the ring.
Yes, in the real main event, Big Glenn. Yes, Joe Hendry was the last picture as it went off air.
Yeah, people freaking out about that too. So
it's going to be great. I think they're going to do some NXT TNA more crossover matches with that, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen too. I agree with you. One other thing I wanted to touch on, and then I got a bracket. But real quick, what do you guys feel about the WWE and how they're handling the John Cena retirement tour? What do you guys think?
I don't know if I was ready for it.
I don't think anybody was ready for it.
I as soon as he came out and I seen and I kind of got a glance at the shirt, and then when I seen the towel, I'm like he's gonna freaking retire.
I think it's what they're doing is awesome. I mean, he's going to go on a tour. He's going to he's going to do, if everything goes right, he's going to do between 30 or 40 dates, going from January, starting there at Indianapolis at the Royal Rumble will be his first match in 2025, and end sometime in December of 2025.
You know, so that's in seats. That's a marketing.
Going to sell seats. Going to sell merch.
His retirement match in Indianapolis. His retirement match in Seattle. That's going to put butts in seats.
Yep. Oh yeah, I mean they're marketing geniuses, and Cena had something to do with that too.
Oh yeah,
all of them. They know what they're doing. I think it's pretty cool. Not unfortunately, Triple H brought that up. He said, unfortunately, more stars, and he included himself in that, could do that, but they don't end it on their own terms because they always think they got one more left or another run left. He said he believes Cena's going to end it on his terms, and hopefully, he stays healthy through this and gets it done. I think it's really cool because we really haven't seen that very much. Sting kind of went out on his own terms, but I think it's going to be pretty cool.
And he's already done everything he could do. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Yep. One thing though, and he said in the press conference, he don't know what it'll happen or it won't happen, because he was asked, "Are you going to go after that 17th championship to break the tie that WWE says Ric Flair has 16?" And there's some arguments about that. Flair claims he has more, but that's what they recognize. He said, "We'll see." He said, "I don't know." He said, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. I know he had went on record before that he never really wanted to break that record.
Now, doesn't he only need the Intercontinental Champion to be a Grand Slam? Maybe he goes after that.
Could be. What was you saying, Marcus?
So maybe he'll go after Stone Cold too, because that was on his bucket list. I mean, it'd be interesting to see if Stone Cold will come out and wrestle him once.
Could we see that a main event, a match at Mania, maybe a main event at Mania?
Because he wanted that on his bucket list.
That'd be awesome.
Yep, that would be great. You could see him and Rock go at it again. I mean, you could see a lot of things. Or maybe he's just going to wrestle young talent and help young talent. I don't know where he's going with it, but I think it's great. I think it's great.
So
I think he deserves it.
So, guys, real quick, this is NWA shared this 34 minutes ago. So I'm going to go ahead and say it on here. NWA signed Eric Smalls to an exclusive contract. So he is now exclusively with them. Obviously, I can find out the thing, but he's actually NWA official.
Yep. That's awesome. And see, I think a lot of it's got to do with that CW deal. Things must be going well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think they finally realized Carson's cooking show was a bust.
Oh, thank God.
They stopped that shit too.
I love Carson Drake, but that was horrendous. I'm sorry. And I don't think it was his fault necessarily, but it was horrendous. Okay, guys, I got a bracket real quick. We're going through. It's top 10s most violent pro wrestlers of all time. again, I did not seat these people. So when some of the seatings seem odd to you, don't blame me. Okay, we're going to start off with the number 1, the original Sheik, taking on number 16, the Sandman.
Ooh.
The original Sheik. I mean, I don't know how many of you have seen the original Sheik, but he was.
Sandman wouldn't stand up.
I've seen his matches, but I mean like you said, you didn't make it. I don't agree. Obviously, I might not agree who's on the list, but Sandman should probably be higher just based on him being Sandman. But I would actually go with the Sheik as well.
No, I'm gonna go Sheik.
Remember, guys, it's not the Iron Sheik.
Man.
This is not the Iron Sheik. This is the original Sheik.
Yep.
There's a big difference.
A lot of Bruiser, a lot of Bobo Senior.
Oh, him and Abdullah.
I mean, that guy was nuts.
Abdullah. He wrestled Abdullah all over the place.
He did one of the first fireballs. He did a lot of the first
oh, yeah.
I'll say
spikes
Sheik.
in the eyeball and blood.
I think Sheik.
Chewed on people. And
Okay, next up, number 8 versus number 9. And this is one of the rankings I didn't agree with. Not that I have a problem with number 8. I have a problem with number 9. Number 8, Ken Shamrock against number 9, Bruiser Brody.
and you're talking violent?
Yes.
Well, I don't think Ken Shamrock should be on that list. Well, I'm going to say Brody.
Yeah, Brody to me should have been higher on the list.
Yes, he seems low.
9.
Yeah, almost burned alive. Yep, that's true.
Yeah, I think Brody's going to get it, guys.
Well, good, because Ken Shamrock shouldn't even be on that list.
Next up, well, here's one that I think the guy could be violent, but I didn't. Not this one, but the next seed, number 5, Sabu. No doubt about it. I think Sabu could be up in the top 5 against number 12, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No,
Sabu.
Sabu. You tell me exactly what Stone Cold did to even be put on that list. Same with Ken Shamrock. I mean, if you're putting him in the list,
I agree with Shamrock being on the list.
Yes.
But I don't agree with, and I'm a big Stone Cold fan, but I wouldn't have Stone Cold on that. I wouldn't have had Shamrock as high. I wouldn't have him Shamrock on at 8, but I'd have had him on the list being one of the first MMA guys to come over, and he was known for the bare knuckle fighting.
I could see that.
But
what you're saying.
Yeah, but Stone Cold,
no.
And I'm a big Stone Cold fan.
Next, number 4, New Jack. This is another one that I agree with New Jack being up there. This is another one. Number 13, JBL.
JBL should be on the list, but that's not even close.
He's on the wrong list.
No, JBL, I mean, that clothesline from hell, and look at some of his stuff.
He was a bully. If it was.
Well, yeah. I mean, but when you compare anybody to New Jack, there's a reason why there's a term. I'm going to New Jack you.
What Hal said, and he's not on this list. Aku. How's not Aku not on this list?
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, number 6, Cactus Jack against number 11, Kane.
Cactus Jack.
Mm-hmm. Cactus Jack.
Now, do you guys feel like Kane deserves to be on the list? I could see 16 maybe.
I guess. What's the category called again? Dangerous.
Most violent.
Most violent.
See, I think that's the term. No, I don't think Kane was. When I think violent, I think Brody, Sheik, New Jack. Is Abdullah the Butcher on that list?
Yes.
Okay. That's people I think of when you say violent.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
There's a whole different category.
Next up, I think I don't have a problem with the guy being on the list. I think he's too high. Number 3, Brock Lesnar against number 14, Chris Benoit.
I'm not going to get you guys
on the Chris Benoit.
I'm not going to get you guys.
Of course, Chris Benoit could be number 1 on this list. To a certain degree, but we're just talking about wrestling. We're just talking about wrestling.
Alex, you're terrible. I say some weird off the cuff stuff too, but I don't know if I would have went there.
Just go Lesnar to make it where we don't have to hear.
Yeah, we'll do Lesnar anyway. I would have done Lesnar anyway. But Bork's a good one too.
Next up, number 7 versus number 10. Number 7, Triple H against number 10, Tommy Dreamer.
Tommy Dreamer.
Happy.
I think
Dreamer
Tommy
happy.
Dreamer. I think Dreamer too, as far as violence.
I agree with Mark House.
I think definitely Dreamer. Okay. This is an interesting one, but number 2, and he's going to win and should, Abdullah the Butcher against number 15, Stan Hansen.
Stan was tough, but I don't think he could have stood up to Abdullah.
They fought. I think they fought quite a bit in some bloody battles. I think Hansen could have probably been higher on the list too.
Yeah.
But I think Abdullah.
I agree.
Abdullah and Stan in Japan a lot.
I think we got some good matchups here now. This is going to be a tough one. Number 1, the Sheik, the original Sheik, against number 9, Bruiser Brody.
I know who Marcus is taking.
Well, I'm thinking, man, I wonder if that match exists.
It probably does. It does. I'm sure it does. I'm gonna go look it up later.
Yeah, I am too now. I'm on Brody, but man, that'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
See, Brody's probably my favorite, most violent guy, but I think Sheik was the original violent guy. So I'm going with Sheik. And Brody's going to get it.
I'm going to go Sheik since it doesn't matter what I say.
This is a good one, guys. Number 5, Sabu against number 4, New Jack.
New Jack.
Sabu, New Jack. Woo! I've seen those matches.
And that's violence, man.
They bounced it back and forth. There really never was a clean winner on that. They each take the win. I'm going to go
I don't know what to pick on this one.
I got New Jack.
I'm going New Jack.
I'm going.
Boy,
New
they were
Jack.
both crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying
New Jack.
New Jack.
Next up, Cactus Jack, number 6 against number 3, Brock Lesnar.
Cactus Jack.
Island's Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say Cactus Jack.
And then we have number 10, Tommy Dreamer, against number 2, Abdullah the Butcher.
Abdullah.
I
Yeah.
got to go with Abdullah. Now, this is a pretty good Final Four. You know,
Hold on, you still got people trying to vote on
Okay.
the one before. You're going.
okay. Abdullah's going to win.
No, I'm sure it is, but you're
Oh, too fast. Okay. Yeah. Butcher. Okay. Even though I think the Sheik could have been in the Final Four, this Final Four is pretty good. I really can't argue it. We got number 9. Again, Brody should have been in the top 5. How he's 9, I don't understand that. Bruiser Brody, number 9, against number 4, New Jack.
Oh.
Man.
Fuck. Can I abstain?
Both of them were so violent.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think I'm. Even though I'm going with Brody.
Okay, I'm gonna go with New Jack just because the fact that I use the term "don't make me New Jack you." So I'm gonna go New Jack.
I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to go New Jack as well.
But I do agree with Mark House's comment. Brody was dangerous on his own. New Jack needed a weapon.
Well, and that's how I kind of give it to New Jack because Brody just did it, and New Jack brought literally everything he could get a hold
Got
of.
a couple of Brodies. Got another Brody. And so what do you think Chris is going to end up being?
Is Brody going to do it?
I think Brody did it.
Well, good. Then I don't feel so bad.
What'd you
Sorry, I
do?
voted against Brody, but
I'm going Brody.
I was what Mark House said. I was thinking how much weaponry that New Jack always brought with him.
Let's see. It's going to be
brought
Brody.
that big chain out, and
Okay, next up. This is going to be a good one, and this happened many times. Number 6, Cactus Jack, against number 2, Abdullah the Butcher.
Abdullah won
Have
most of
matches
those
all over the
matches.
place. I know it happened a lot.
But Abdullah won most of those, so I'm going to go with Abdullah.
So, with it just being about the violence, not the in-ring prowess, I'm going to go Abdullah.
Well, yeah,
I
if
think
you go
Abdullah-
agree prowess, Abdullah could wrestle worth a damn. If he could do anything violent, he might as well give it up.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is going to be interesting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on.
Well, it ain't
Cactus.
over yet.
Cactus.
Cactus has got some votes.
It looks like Cactus is going to win it.
Well,
Both of you guys went with. Now, what you?
I said Abdullah.
Yeah.
You might want to start counting them
What
because
do you
that
think,
looks
Chris?
pretty even.
Cactus. Cactus. Butcher.
Just
3, 4.
who'd you go with?
I went with Butcher.
2, 1, 2,
But
3.
they go.
Marcus
Chris,
went
what's your
Butcher.
choice? I think it's tied within yours. What's yours, Chris?
I'm going with Cactus.
Then
So where we at?
Cactus wins.
Cactus got it.
I think Cactus got it. If Chris is Cactus, I think Cactus got it.
And see, that's just the exact way their matches were, too. You didn't know the very end who's going to win. I mean, it was both cut down the middle for violence that
Okay, guys. The finals: Cactus Jack versus Bruiser Brody. I'm going Brody.
I'm going Brody. I'm trying to picture
Because I
that
think
one,
Cactus,
too.
I think some of Cactus Jack came from Brody.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I agree, Brody.
It's gonna be Brody, don't you?
I was surprised at some names that, like Terry Funk, somebody said that.
Terry Funk. Terry Funk could have been on there.
Carlos Colon. He wrestled Abdullah a lot, too.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto
That's
Rico
prob-
matches, yeah. Terry Gordy in Japan.
Big Van Vader.
In Japan, yeah.
He was a
Let's put them guys on Japan soil. They became pretty violent. Funny Bone wasn't on there, Chris.
nope, no funny bone.
Funny Bone should have been on there.
Hey, I heard a violence chant at his match. I've never heard a violence chant before.
Twice. We heard it twice.
That's true. Well, before we get out of here, Alex, tell everybody again about the big show that you got coming up on Saturday.
There's actually 2 big shows, but the one on Saturday.
Yep.
Saturday, Bike Fest. It's going to be a great show. Come out. It starts at 4:00. We're going to be at the Hancock County Fairgrounds. Lots of great action. You never know who's going to show up. I have been in talks with a couple people that you wouldn't expect to see in an F.E.W. ring. That is probably going to end up showing up. So you don't want to miss any of the surprises that we have for that. And then obviously 2 weeks later, we have the Unbreakable, which we have a seminar that Mark House is going to be hosting. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great time. Come out to both shows. Come out to all of the independent shows in the area. Support local independent wrestling, no matter who's
is the show. Is the show this weekend? Is it an outside show or is it indoors?
I need to get clarification from him, but I believe we are going to be outside. I had to get some clarification. If there's rain, we might be moved inside, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. And that's at 4 p.m., correct?
4 p.m. is the start time for the Bike Fest, yes.
And the show on the 27th is going to be what? Normal
time.
Which is?
Sorry, I was reading comments. Normal time. Doors open at 5. Bell time's at 6. Tickets are $15. Make sure you go check out the new F.E.W. website. It's FrontierEliteWrestling.com. Make sure you get on there. Buy your tickets now. Go check out all the social medias. It's been completely revamped. We have a great social media team now. It's not me anymore. So we have a great social media team, and as well as the website. Make sure you go out, check it out. Go to my website one time a day for the next 8 months or so. Buy your tickets on there. All helps the algorithms and bumps all of independent wrestling up on the Google searches. So
Cool. Still got to show the show from Kokomo. I know somebody, he's going to be airing that here.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it up one day this week. We've just been busy with some stuff going on the last week and a half. So
yeah.
So I haven't got that Kokomo show up yet. I also have to get the Juneteenth show up. I think I actually have 3 shows I need to get up.
After that Kokomo show, unfortunately, family stuff happened and all hell broke loose. So unfortunately, but he'll get it caught up as soon as he can.
I'm gonna try to get at least a couple of those shows up this week. Maybe tomorrow, and then maybe Thursday. Not 100% sure yet, but yeah, I'm gonna try to get some up this week. Yeah, I still have that Lebanon show, Justin.
Mark House, we need a photo this weekend or the weekend we see you too.
27th.
Yeah, I don't know how you left the state without getting one. So
with his attitude that he had in his promo, I don't know if he's much of a fan of us anymore.
Yeah, he'll get over it.
Yeah, he always does.
Now, you was talking about your social media. Did you get that all straightened out with Call to X? I know you was having some issues. See, I told you not to get involved with them clowns.
Yeah,
so it was all funny. It was funny games when they were
Wait a minute. What we got called clowns for?
If the bozo nose fits, then you call them clowns.
Yeah, Call to X didn't do nothing to you guys.
Look, all I know is it was all funny games when they were messing with AACW and doing their own thing over there. I was having fun. They were having fun. But, they come out and, they take over my social media accounts. And
you let them in the hen house, bud.
And then they attack Brandon Day, which, Marcus, I'm sure you'll agree with me. That's not the smartest person.
I was going to say, when I seen that, it's like, you guys have done one of the dumbest things I think you've ever done.
I don't know.
That's a big shock.
Hopefully they learn their lesson. They will be. It hasn't been announced yet, but I will be putting them in a match on the 27th. He keeps saying, can't wait to see and stuff like that in the comments throughout the night. I've ignored him, Justin Danger, but just wait. Any 2 of you guys can be in the match. I don't care which 2, because 2 of you guys are going to face 2 of the people of my choosing at the 27th show. So be ready for that.
Can I throw somebody's name in the hat for one of your choosing?
No. I'm not doing it.
Tony? That was my pick. I was going to have Tony do it.
You can pick your nose because I ain't doing it.
Tony and Kelly take it on Call X.
I said Kelly's on Call to X's team. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. She says she's Call to X. I'll just get Mike King on my team, and she'll go to Mike King, so I don't have to worry about that. I know her weakness. I know her kryptonite.
Let's bring Nelson Doolittle in, and we got another whole problem.
No, then all hell my goodness. He can't handle his liquor, so we'll just give him a drink, and we don't have to worry about him.
The show on Saturday, it's going to be good. It's a free show. I don't know if I mentioned that or not.
Yes.
It's completely free.
Well, hang on, man. Tell me, how much are tickets?
100% free.
See, that's how Juneteenth works. We got Tony's Juneteenth.
Now, is wrestling starting at 4?
I no. I'm going to say no on that.
No.
We're not going to start on the heat of the day, especially if they have us outside. I'm thinking, based on my preliminary talks with him, it's actually going to be 3 different wrestling segments. So we're going to have 30 minutes, and then 45 minutes.
Okay.
So it's going to be broke up a little bit, but that's good for the fans. And
so there's 3 shows on Saturday. That's pretty good.
If you're going to count it as 3 shows, we'll count it as 3 shows.
Hey, you guys do your Comic-Con numbers that way. I want to do that.
Hey,
Yeah,
we
I'm
need to
good
pump
with
those
that.
numbers. We need to pump those numbers up.
Marcus
You're
trying
kind
to
of
pump
low
the
there,
numbers up.
Marcus.
He's trying to catch us. We're gonna be there too, Marcus.
I think it's great that 4 of us here have got numbers like we've got right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
But
mean,
we're-
we're
Here's the big question: Is Marcus doing commentary with us at this show?
Yes. I think
Yeah.
he
Where's
will
Wiley
with
going to
us.
be there?
Yes.
And Marcus, you're going to get this, but the bad thing is, numbers wise, we're probably losing to rats.
I would really like to know what that number is. I really would.
Losing to a bunch of cheese eaters.
Shit.
How many you got, Alex? You would
48.
48.
Where are you guys at, Tony and Chris?
Actually, we are at 47.
So see, you guys still. This is great numbers.
So
we're at 41. So
it's great.
yeah,
It's good.
that's-
Everybody needs to go out and support independent wrestling. That's,
Most
yep.
definitely. Yep.
I know I've had a lot of
100%.
fun this year doing it.
That's some dangerous numbers too.
I've challenged a handful of people to, keep track of how many shows they go to. But, I mean, I'm the current leader. I won't be leader for long. I know that, but I'm the current leader. I'll take it.
Well, I'll tell you a little thing. If Kelly hadn't gotten sick, we would have had you.
I know.
Kelly lost a month because she got real bad there. So, and now we got a niece getting ready to birth, so we missed a few more shows. So
Billy
Yeah,
Buzz is going to.
life could have flew in on us.
Yeah,
But that's what it is. It's life. So
my goal is still 80. I think 80 is reasonable, and I don't have to push
that's
it
what
too
mine
hard.
is because I
So-
hit 41 at the end of June, and if you double it, that's 80. So
Yeah. Especially when the fair season's over. Once the fair season's over, the numbers start to.
man, if I could be down in Kentucky for Triple Crown and UAW, those guys had 40 carnival shows, 40 fair shows. They running 4 or 5 a week. I wish I was down there. That'd be what we are saying to them.
Oh wow!
Hey, look who showed up.
Of course.
Yeah, what's up, Tanner? Kind of late to the ball game, weren't you, buddy?
Well, I'm going to get out here, guys. I'm going to go watch some Monday Night Raw.
Yep, most definitely. And don't forget, come out and see one of the newest NWA signees on Saturday.
Won't be disappointed. Eric
you won't be
Smalls is
disappointed.
fantastic.
Yep. The
And
entire
all
show is
the-
going to be fantastic.
And all the FEW guys. No one's
Yep.
like them. All
Yeah.
going to do a great job.
I hear the Cold X guys are there, so we can't say all of them.
No, I'm trying to sell the show. Even though it's free.
Why do you think I haven't mentioned them? I pushed them to July 27th.
Okay.
No respect at all. Now I know why Justin Danger's always mad.
I still
I don't think that's it, but
I still hold out great hope for Justin Danger. He's going to come to his senses. Ravi's going to reach him, and he's going to realize Caldex is a bunch of bozos and get out of there and kick all their asses.
They
And
are
then,
about the bozos. I'll give them that.
All right. Well, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo'S Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room as well.
X. You're really going for
That's what it's
Caldex.
called now. It's X.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's not Twitter. It's X.
I know.
And also go check out F.E.W's website. Check them out on social media. And we'll see you guys next Monday.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
Here, this is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this podcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.